So you're 22, you're out having fun, you're in college, you're not worried about your back, and somehow you're making a choice that seems harmless, but turns into a nightmare later. You're doing something that's super cheap, like sitting on the floor in your dorm, or maybe even your apartment for hours, and you're like, this is totally fine. But here's the thing, you're not just sitting, you're doing it wrong, like sitting with your legs crossed or slouching, or maybe even sitting on a couch that's a total disaster. You're thinking, I'm not hurting, so what's the deal? But deep down, your spine is already complaining, and it's going to take 10 years to finally catch up. So here's the question. What cheap, convenient lifestyle choice did you make in your 20s that's now causing you chronic pain? And why did you think it was a good idea? So what exactly are we talking about? It's that thing you did in your 20s that felt totally harmless, like sitting on your couch all day, scrolling through your phone, and pretending you're not a lazy slob. You laughed it off, called it self-care, and didn't think twice about it. But guess what? Your body didn't. It's like telling a kid not to eat candy and then being surprised they're obese by 30. This isn't about blaming you, it's about understanding the consequences of habits that seem harmless at first. It's like smoking. Everyone laughed at it, but now you're coughing your lungs out. The thing is, your body doesn't care about your excuses, it just wants to be treated right. So if you're sitting there thinking, I'm not lazy, I'm just relaxed, your body is rolling its eyes. So what's the takeaway? Be mindful of your habits. Because what you think is harmless now could be a source of pain down the line. And maybe, just maybe, you should try standing up once in a while. You think you're being cool by skipping the gym and just winging it with your workouts. But that's not winging it, it's like driving a car without a seatbelt. Eventually, your body's gonna throw a tantrum. When you're young, you think you're invincible. You flex, you skip the warm-up, and you blame the pain later. But your body doesn't forget those little betrayals, it just keeps score. You laugh at the guy who wears a brace for his back, but that guy used to be you. You were the one who ignored the nagging ache in your knees, and now it's a full-blown protest. Your future self isn't a joke. It's a real person with real pain, and it's not funny when you're the one suffering. You can't blame your youth for the consequences of your choices. So next time you're tempted to skip the gym or ignore that nagging pain, think about your future self. They're not a joke. They're you, just older, and they'll be the one paying the price. So let's jump back to the 90s when the internet was just a thing, and people were figuring out how to live on a budget. Everyone was doing the no-frills lifestyle, but not in a cool way, more like, I can't afford a fridge, so I'll just drink water out of a bottle. Then came the Slim Jim era, you know, when people started using car doors as storage for everything. It was like, I can't afford a backpack, so I'll just attach a duffel bag to my car door and call it a day. Oh, and let's not forget the laundry room as living room trend. People were doing their laundry, eating their meals, and watching TV in the same room. It was like, I can't afford a house, so I'll just turn my laundry room into a home office and call it a life. Then there was the one pair of shoes movement. You know, when you only had one pair of shoes and wore them every day. It was like, I can't afford new shoes, so I'll just wear the same pair and hope they don't fall apart. And let's not forget the microwave-only diet. People were making all their meals in the microwave, thinking it was the height of convenience. It was like, I can't afford a stove, so I'll just microwave everything and call it a feast. All these cheap, convenient choices were meant to save money, but now people are paying for them with chronic pain. Like, I can't afford a doctor, so I'll just live with back pain and call it a life. So yeah, folks, living cheaply in the 90s had its perks, but now we're reaping the rewards of those choices. It's like I saved money then, but now I'm paying with my back. So imagine this, you're 22, you're broke, and you're like, I'll just sit on the couch all day. But then, 10 years later, you're like, why does my back feel like a broken toaster? You think you're just being lazy, but your body's like, nope, I'm not taking this anymore. It's like a slow, quiet rebellion. It's not just about being lazy, it's about not using your body the right way. Your muscles get weak, your posture gets bad, and boom, chronic pain. So here's the deal, your body is like a car. If you sit in it all day, you're gonna break down eventually. It's not fun, but it's true. And the worst part, you're laughing at yourself now, but in 10 years, you'll be the one crying over a stiff neck and a sore back. So next time you're feeling lazy, remember, your future self will thank you. Or at least not be screaming in pain. So you're this young adult, 22, fresh out of college, and you're like, I'm gonna live like a king, but on a budget. You grab a cheap mattress off Amazon, maybe even a memory foam one because it looks fancy. You're like, this is gonna be the best sleep ever. But honestly, you're just getting a mattress that's too soft, and your spine is like, I'm not built for this. You start sleeping on it, and your back starts to complain. It's like, oh no, I'm going to be stuck with this pain for years because I didn't pay for a mattress that actually supports me. You're like, I can't afford a good mattress, so I'll just suffer through it. But the truth is, you're setting yourself up for a lifetime of back pain, all because you wanted to save a few bucks. So that's step one, the setup. You think you're being clever, but you're actually building the foundation for a future of misery. And honestly, it's kinda sad. So here's the thing, when you're young, you think you're invincible. You're sitting on the couch, eating pizza, scrolling through your phone, and somehow your body is just fine. But your body doesn't care about your age or your confidence. It's just trying to survive. You think, I'll just move around a little later, but your body is already making plans. It's like a lazy sloth trying to get a workout in. Your joints are getting stiff, your muscles are getting weak, and your posture is getting worse. It's a slow, painful process that you don't even notice until it's too late. Then boom, 10 years later, you're sitting in a doctor's office, complaining about back pain, neck pain, and maybe even some hip or knee pain. You look around and realize your body is now a monument to your past lifestyle choices. You're like, wait, I was doing this just to be lazy. The real kicker, it's not just about the lack of movement, it's about how your body starts to compensate. You slouch, you twist your spine, you ignore pain signals, and before you know it, your body is in a full-blown crisis. You're not just lazy, you're literally breaking yourself. So yeah, the lesson here is, don't be lazy. Don't think you're invincible. Your body is just trying to keep up with your lifestyle, and if you don't give it what it needs, it'll start to punish you. And the punishment, it's going to be expensive, both in money and in pain. So here's the real kicker. This thing you thought was just a quick fix, it's actually a sneaky, slow-moving time bomb. You're laughing at the idea of a $10 painkiller, but it's not the pill that's the problem, it's the way you're using it. You're not just taking it for the pain, you're taking it for the idea of pain. It becomes a habit, and then it's not just about the pain anymore. It's about how you're coping with it, how you're managing it, how you're used to it. And here's where it gets really funny, because you're not just taking the pill, you're taking the entire narrative with it. You're not just treating pain, you're treating the idea that you're not supposed to feel pain. That's the real twist. So when you look back, it's not the pill that's the problem. It's the whole mindset that goes with it. You're not just taking medicine, you're taking a lifestyle, and that lifestyle is slowly building up your pain like a snowball rolling down a hill. That's why it's so hard to break out of it. You're not just fighting the pain, you're fighting the idea that you can't feel pain without a pill. And that's the real, slow-moving pain. Your mind, not your body. So here's the real kicker. Your body isn't just a car, it's a finely tuned, 24/7, self-repairing machine. And when you treat it like a disposable gadget, you're basically telling it, hey, I don't need to maintain this. This is where the science gets a little weird. Your nervous system is like a detective, constantly scanning for threats. If you ignore your body's signals, it starts doubting itself, and that's when the real pain kicks in. Quick word from our sponsor. If this sounds like something you'd enjoy, take a look at the Fire TV Stick 4K streaming device. There's a link and a QR code on screen right now and in the description below. All right, back to it. And here's the kicker, the body doesn't just adapt, it compensates. So that slight slouch becomes a full-blown posture crisis, and your muscles start working overtime to keep you upright. This isn't just about pain, it's about your body's survival mode kicking in. Your brain is trying to protect you, even if it means causing you discomfort in the long run. So in short, ignoring your body is like ignoring a red light. Eventually, you're gonna crash. And when you do, it's not just a little ache, it's a full-blown chronic pain party. Okay, imagine you're a young adult just starting out and you think, I'm gonna live life to the fullest, no regrets. So you grab a big, heavy backpack, fill it with all your stuff and head out. But you're not even aware that you're carrying around a future of back pain. You think you're being cool, but in reality, you're like a kid trying to lift a grown man's weight. And then, years later, you're sitting on the couch, wishing you'd never packed that backpack in the first place. It's like when you're a kid and you try to ride a bike without training wheels, and then you end up crashing into a tree. But instead of a tree, you crash into a lifetime of chronic pain. So the lesson here isn't about being lazy or avoiding responsibility. It's about knowing when to carry the weight and when to let it go. Otherwise, you're just setting yourself up for a slow, painful ride. In the end, it's not about the backpack, it's about the choices you make when you're not looking. And sometimes, the biggest lessons come from the dumbest decisions. So here's the kicker, this stuff isn't just some weird urban legend. People actually do it, and it's not just kids being kids. It's adults in their 20s and 30s, sitting on the couch, doing nothing but watching Netflix and eating pizza. They think it's harmless, Like, what's the big deal? But over time, that kind of lifestyle starts to take a toll. No movement, no stretching, no real activity. It's like sitting in a cage made of couch cushions. It's not like they're lazy, they're just not aware of how their body is reacting to this lifestyle. It's like they're building a house out of cardboard and then complaining when it collapses. So yeah, the truth is, this isn't some made-up story. It's real, it's happening, and it's a wake-up call for anyone who's ever thought sitting on the couch was the pinnacle of relaxation. Alright, let's bust the first myth. Oh, it's just a little bit of pain, no big deal. Yeah, but that little bit of pain, it's like a tiny seed that grows into a big, annoying tree over time. When you ignore that nagging ache, you're not just being lazy, you're giving your body a heads up that something's wrong. It's like trying to ignore a smoke alarm in your kitchen. Eventually, you're gonna have to deal with it. So here's the deal. Pain is a signal. It's not just about the moment, it's about the long game. And if you keep ignoring it, you're basically telling your body, hey, I'm okay with this. So next time you feel that twinge, don't laugh it off. Treat it like you would a minor car accident. You might not feel it right away, but it'll cost you later. So here's the thing, people in their 20s think they're invincible. They'll sit on the couch all day, eat fast food, and then laugh when their joints start creaking like a rusty gate. They're like, I'm fine, but their body's screaming, I'm not fine, I'm a broken toaster. And then 10 years later, they're stuck with chronic pain and no one to blame but themselves. You know what's even worse? They're so used to this lazy lifestyle, they don't even realize they're setting themselves up for a lifetime of suffering. It's like a time bomb in their body. So the next time you see a kid on their phone all day, don't laugh. That's not just a trend, it's a slow-motion disaster waiting to happen. And if you're in your 40s and still rocking that lazy lifestyle, maybe it's time to rethink your approach. Because your body's already paid the price. You're probably sitting here scrolling through your phone, hunched over while your coffee goes cold. It's not just laziness. It's a slow, silent siege on your posture. Every time you pick up your phone, you're subtly leaning forward, like you're trying to get closer to the screen. It's like a tiny, invisible puppeteer pulling you down. You think you're just relaxing, but your body is silently resisting. Your spine is trying to tell you, hey, I'm not built for this, but you're too busy scrolling. And the worst part, you're doing it without even realizing it. It's like a slow, creeping injury that starts with a smile and ends with a stiff neck. So next time you're on your phone, ask yourself, am I working, or am I just waiting for the next notification? Because your body might be paying the price later. So imagine this, you're in your early 20s working a 9 to 5 and you think, hey, I'm gonna save money by skipping the gym. I'll just walk around the block instead. You think, I'm saving money, I'm saving time, and I'm being healthy, kinda. But over time, those walks become less frequent and your body starts to protest. 10 years later, you're sitting in a doctor's office, trying not to laugh at the irony of your own lifestyle choices. While the doctor tells you your joints are screaming for help, you look at your phone, which still shows that same calendar, and realize you've been walking around the block for the last 10 years. But not in the way you wanted to. And that's how you end up with aches and pains, all because you thought you were being smart about your health. And you were, just not being active enough. So picture this, you're 22, broke, and somehow you've got a gym membership. You're like, I'm gonna get shredded. But instead of lifting weights, you just do that one move, the bench press, for 100 reps. All the while, you're flexing, grinning, and thinking you're a beast. You don't get a proper workout, you don't stretch, and you're basically just bouncing on a bench like a rubber ball. It's like a 20-minute episode of The Office, repetitive, uneventful, and full of bad decisions. Fast forward 10 years, and you're now 32, and your shoulders are screaming like they've been hit by a truck. You can't even lift a coffee mug without your neck cracking. It's like your body's been holding a grudge for a decade. You try to go to the gym again, but your body won't let you. You're basically a walking Rottweiler with a bad back, trying to do yoga in a park. It's a tragic, slow-motion disaster. So yeah, the lesson here is, if you're going to be a gym bro, at least do it right. Otherwise, you'll end up looking like a cautionary tale with a bad back and a broken spirit. One day you're just doing your thing and then, boom, your back gives out like a broken chair. You're sitting on the couch, staring at the ceiling, wondering how you got here. You try to stand up, but your legs feel like they are made of concrete. You're not just tired, you're trapped in your own body, like you've been hit by a truck made of pillows. You're lying there thinking, I didn't realize I was building a prison for my own body. It's not just about bad posture, it's about the way you've been living, ignoring the signals your body has been sending. You're not just dealing with aches and pains, you're dealing with a lifestyle that's caught up in a spiral of neglect. It's like your body is giving you a wake-up call, and you're finally hearing it. It's a wake-up call that's hard to ignore. You're not just dealing with pain, You're dealing with the consequences of a lifestyle that's been neglecting your body for years. You think you're being super hip by skipping the gym and just going for long walks, but your body's got a different idea. It's like trying to run a marathon with a broken heel. You're not getting anywhere and you're hurting. Then there's the I can do it all attitude. You're juggling work, social life, and a side hustle, but your body doesn't care about your hustle. It's just trying to tell you it's time to slow down. You're also convinced that eating clean is the way to go, but skipping whole food groups. That's not clean, that's just starving your body and making it rebel in the form of chronic fatigue and pain. And let's not forget the I'll just take a painkiller mindset. You're not just popping pills, you're signing a lease on long-term suffering and a dependency that your future self will hate. The real kicker, you never saw it coming. You were so focused on being cool and in control that you ignored the red flags. Now you're the one who's stuck with the bill. So here's the kicker, humans didn't just stumble onto this pain trap by accident. We actually built it with our own 2 hands, like some kind of medieval fitness trap. We started with a simple idea. Hey, let's make life easier and faster. And boom, we created a lifestyle that prioritizes convenience over health, like a kid with a remote control. But here's the funny part. We didn't realize we were setting ourselves up for a slow, agonizing burn. It's like we're watching a horror movie where the villain is us, and we're the main character. Quick word from our sponsor. If this sounds like something you'd enjoy, take a look at the Kindle Paperwhite e-reader. There's a link and a QR code on screen right now and in the description below. All right, back to it. It wasn't just laziness or bad choices. It was a full-blown, culture-wide experiment in modern living. And now we're paying the price, like a kid who ate too much candy and then had to deal with a toothache. So in the end, the lesson is, convenience is a trap and the pain comes later. But hey, at least it's a slow burn like a horror movie with a 10-year setup. Before you go, if you enjoyed this, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And tell us in the comments what you'd like us to make next. We read every single one. Thank you so much for watching. Comment this emoji if you made it to the end.